I'm a cartoon geek. That part's pretty self-explanatory. It was only a matter of time before I cosplayed at a con. And oh boy, wasn't that an experience. My first convention experience was with my best friend at the time named Leyland. We both had huge crushes on each other, so we agreed to go as the power couple Ruby and Sapphire from Steven Universe. Here we go. I hadn't even shopped for my cosplay until the day before the con. I was rushing around the thrift store trying to find something that was at least close to the canon design of the character. I ended up settling for something close enough. But the real trouble was with the body paint. Because everything was so last minute, I wasn't able to pre-order the good stuff, so I settled on some temporary dark red spray hair dye and $5 grease paint, both from the same thrift store. Now, let me tell you about grease paint. Without baby powder application, it melts right off your body. We didn't have baby powder, lucky us. But hey, that's fine. I'm sure we'll pull it off. Because Friday was a school day and my mom didn't let me skip, we had to leave for the con a few hours after it started. I got on my Ruby cosplay, if you could even call it that, and started applying the grease paint. With arm socks on. Leyland? This isn't working. Next, I unpacked some gems that I found in the back of my extra apartment in my house. I hadn't thought of how I was going to apply them with our hands, so I just grabbed a glue gun and tried my dangest not to shed a single manly tear as the hot glue burnt into my skin. After a minute or two of glue gun self-harm, Leyland coaxed me out of applying gems, and we just decided to wing it by applying more red and blue grease paint to the place where our gems should have been. Needless to say, the grease paint didn't stick very well to our sweaty palms, so we just went without. We then stepped outside to dye our hair with the red and blue spray dye. It went relatively okay. I'm a blonde in real life, so the red pigment worked on my hair as best as a $2 can of spray dye could. Leyland is a brunette, and the blue did nothing but make their hair look darker. We left my house feeling like we were the shit, but we were indeed not the shit. We were never the shit. Why is this detail important, you are definitely not asking yourselves? Is because our egos were maxed out from the beginning. We had zero self-awareness of what we looked like. I'm actually pretty sure that we never even looked in a mirror before leaving to go to the con. So we left in a hurry and got to the con. And yeah, we got some stares. Many, many stares. Now us, thinking that we were such cosplay gods, thought that it was an amazement. I guess my brain just filtered out the stares to look like this. When in reality, they were more so this. Leyland's a furry. Sorry for outing you, Leyland. So we went to a furry panel. At the end, there was this guy in a fursuit taking hugs. Leyland wanted a hug, so I joined along. It was for love, guys. I'm not a furry. One of the rules in the furry world, or furrydom, or I guess furry fandom, is that you're not supposed to speak while inside your character, else it will break the magic. So fursuiters usually have a translator buddy behind them. Usually, it was just basic hand signals, i.e. yes, no, food, water, bathroom, etc., etc. However, I don't think the fursuiter was prepared when two melting goo monsters came barreling in for a hug. He just kind of flapped his hands, or paws, I guess. The translator stopped us and told us that he was worried about our body paint rubbing off on the fursuit. That should have been our first clue. But we didn't listen. It was nearing 8 o'clock, and while we were walking around the halls exploring, this guy in a Sherlock cosplay exclaimed, "Oh my gosh!" He then pointed to me and said, "You're Ruby, right?" That was our second hint. And Sapphire? That was our third. But we didn't listen. We chuckled and answered that we were, indeed, Ruby and Sapphire. He asked if he could take our picture. Together. He wanted a couple shot, so we awkwardly got real close to each other and held each other's waists. He left, and we were on our way to the next panel. Even though I live in Canada and it was early November, we were both sweating because of the grease clogging up our pores. So at the end of my panel, I opened up the phone camera to make sure my makeup wasn't smudged from wiping my forehead. And oh wow, weren't we just so sexy? Now I'm not gonna show my face, but look at Leyland. That is the face of eternal pain, a glimpse into
the black, endless void of suffering.
So moral of the story, kiddies, don't buy $5 grease paint. Please spare yourself the shame and embarrassment and plan to buy the expensive stuff, or else this may be in your future.
Bum, 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 bum.